In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do a hip hinge. Some people find this easy, some people find it difficult, but it's a really important movement to do to help protect your back, especially when you're bending forward to pick up things. Hi, I'm Craig from Elevate Chiropractic, and I've been helping people get over back pain, but also prevent their back pain for the last 13 years. And in a previous video, we talked about the 4 worst movements that you can do for your back. One of those happens to be bending forward and lifting things up with a rounded back. I wanted to clarify this a little bit because I had a couple of questions on it. So that's why I wanted to go through this movement. It's called the hip hinge. Now, this is a way that we can bend forward, pick up things without rounding it back, which means that we're going to be less likely to hurt ourselves. There's less stress on the joints and the structures on our back. So let's go and see how to actually do this movement. So if we're to bend forward with a rounded back, what usually happens is as we round forward, our back hinges or bends through our lumbar spine. Now this is a normal movement. We should be able to round the back, bend over and touch the ground. But if we're going to be doing any heavy lifting, we don't want to do this. Okay, so this is where the hip hinge comes into play. So for the hip hinge, we want to keep our back nice and straight. We're going to keep our core on. And when we bend forward, we're going to hinge through our hip joints. Hence the name hip hinge. Okay, as you can see here, as I bend forward, my back is staying nice and straight. All the movements going through my hips, my hamstrings, my glutes are taking up the load. I'm going to feel my lower back working hard, but it's going to feel strong and stable. Okay, if I lean forward and stay in that rounded back position, my back starts to ache. There is a difference between that achy back feeling and a strong back that you feel when you're doing the hip hinge. So there's a couple of key things to look out for when we do the hip hinge. Okay, we always want our weight to stay on our heels. We should be able to move our toes around when we're in this position. If you're clenching your toes, then your technique's not very good. You're probably leaning too far forward. Okay. The other thing to notice here is my knees are bent, but my knee is staying above my ankle. So what the movement really is a backwards movement of my pelvis. As my pelvis moves back, I'm going to hinge forward, keeping my back straight, and that weight's going to stay over my heels. So I'm going to be nice and balanced, and I'm going to be able to pick up some things and do it fairly safely in this particular position. Another little test you can do with this is you can grab a dowel or a stick, broom handle, vacuum cleaner pole, whatever you want to use, and you can put it on your back so it's touching your pelvis, your upper back, and the back of your head, that when we hinge forward, we can make sure that we're trying to keep in that nice straight line, and that movement is really only coming from your hips and not your lower back. So you may need to watch this video a few times and practice it if this hip hinge movement is not a common one for you. If you're doing any heavy lifting at the gym, any squats, deadlifts, this movement will probably be quite comfortable for you. If you haven't already, go back and watch my previous video on the 4 worst movements that you can do for your back. Rounding your back is one of them, but there's a few other ones, and I think you'll find some useful information on there if you found this particular video useful. Of course, if you have any questions, please comment down below. I'll do my best to answer those for you. But until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon.